Thank you guys so much for joining us. Today, I get to highlight another speaker that is going to be a part of the upcoming St. George Energy Healing Conference that is happening this coming weekend. It's this Saturday. And they have been so generous to also offer their beautiful facilities there in St. George so that we can also do our VIP night right there and have a beautiful guided meditation and a meet and greet. So I'm very excited. Without further ado, please let me go ahead and introduce you to the lovely Tracy Williams. And she is with OsteoStrong Red Rock. And I was so fascinated. Her and I were carrying on a conversation, and I said, we have got to get you on the YouTube channel so that we can get the word out more about what you guys really have there. This is absolutely amazing. And I'll let her tell a little bit more about her personal story about how she got, involved with this specifically. But she really has what I would call a healing sanctuary there in St. George. And I have been doing conferences there for years. And this has been one of the most beautiful additions that St. George has ever had added. So if you are local to St. George, or if you are somebody who just likes to frequent there like I do, I'm there at least 4 or 5 times a year. I for sure want you to know about this. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on Tracy Williams, who is the owner of OsteoStrong Red Rock. She's going to be teaching us a little bit more about bone health, which is very, very important to women, especially. I'm not saying it's not important to everybody, but just because of some of the things that happens to women as they get older, it's especially important. We'll have her talk about that a little bit. So thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you. I'm absolutely delighted. This is the first time that we're doing the Energy Healing Conference, which is exciting for us because most of the events that we do that are sort of booth type events are Senior Expo and things like that, right? So a little bit drier information than what we're having at the Energy Conference, which is right, that's my tribe. So this is right up my alley. So we're really excited about that. And then just yesterday, I think, or the day before, we decided to hold the VIP here, which I'm also excited for everyone that will be here to know about us, whether this is a place for them or not. It's a place that people should know about because 1 in 2 women will have an osteoporotic break over the age of 50 at some point in their lifetime. Yeah. So if it's not for you, it's someplace that you want to know about to tell other people about for sure.
Exactly. And actually, I have a son who recently broke 2 bones, and I was interviewing his osteo doctor, right? His, what do they call him? I can't even think of the name now.
Orthopedic surgeon?
Orthopedic, yeah. I was talking to him and I'm like, why is my son broken so many bones just like recently, And he's like, oh, it has nothing to do with anything. Just let it be kind of thing. And
it might.
And then when you and I started having a conversation, I realized that we really are not helpless and hopeless when it comes to our bone health. And that there's really a lot that we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you to share a little bit more about your story. And then maybe even go ahead and tell us some of the possibilities, the different things that you guys offer there.
Okay, great. So my story, I've always been very athletic. Did a bodybuilding competition for my 40th birthday because I thought that would be more interesting than going out to dinner. So when I was diagnosed, when I was just going through menopause, my doctor had me do a bone density scan, and I was in osteopenia. And that kind of startled me, but it didn't make sense to me. But I just kind of went on. Life gets busy. We tend to ignore things that are, you don't feel low bone density. You don't feel your bones growing. So that's one of the things that's very unfortunate about it is that it's very easy for us to ignore it and not do something about it. Whereas if it were a pain, we would make sure we're doing something about it, right? So when I turned 64, I had another DEXA scan, and I was in osteoporosis. My doctor wanted me to go on a pharmaceutical, and I had a gut feeling that was not the right thing for me. Not to say that it's not the right thing for some, but I said, no, thank you. And she told me that I was making a mistake. And I said, well, I know where to find you. And I thought, I'm going to there's got to be a natural way to help with bone density. and some of the other aspects of aging. So I left and I started doing research, and I learned about OsteoStrong. Oh, a little aside as well. When my gynecologist was walking out the door that day, I'd known her for a while. Her father was my gynecologist before Stacy was, and she turned around to me and she said, "Tracy, you ride horses, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, why do you ask?" And she said, "Don't ever get on a horse again." And she said, "I will guarantee you that you will break a hip or a back if you fall from a horse." And I'll tell you what, for 2 weeks, I had a hard time getting out of bed. Riding horses, having horses was my oxygen. I'd been on them since I could walk. And so that sent me on a mission. And I started looking for an alternative. And I found OsteoStrong. I was living in California at the time. And we were planning on coming to St. George. And I was at that same time, I was also thinking, well, what am I going to do when I get to St. George? I know there's something still for me to do in this life, something that has purpose. And I walked into OsteoStrong in Tarzana, California, and I knew within the first 10 steps, and I looked up and I said, "Thank you, God. This is my next mission, is to open an OsteoStrong." So here I am. We opened in June of 23. So just about a year and a half here. And we've been serving people. So our primary focus is low bone density, low bone strength, which is a different aspect of bones that most people don't know about, and that DEXA scans are not capable of reading. But there is a different scan that we also can do here. And then strength, right? As we age, what happens? Our muscle strength wanes. And then we start to get concerned about, can we do the things that we want to do? Can we do the things that we have to do? And then in addition to that is balance. So those are really the three high points, if you will, as to what brings people in this door, in our door. Mobility. The number one reason that we end up in an assisted living facility is because of lack of mobility, either from an incident, like breaking a hip, or from just aging, right? We end up in a walker or not being able to be as mobile as we are. So that is our specialty here, is skeletal strength as a whole. Skeletal strength is arguably one of the most important systems of the body. I would say second only to our vital organs, because if we don't have skeletal strength, we will not be mobile. We will be limited in what we can do. And longevity is actually a key part of longevity is mobility and skeletal strength.
Yeah. So, and if you think about it, it's like your foundation, right? Now, what do you wish that you would have known about bone health when you were turning 40? That's what I want to hear, because I'm 45 right now, and many of my friends are right in that age, right? Like 40 to 50, 50 to 60. My mother now is between 60 and 70. Like, what do you wish that you would have known early on, and what can people start doing now? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I would have known. I have a funny feeling that looking back now over my health, that I have a genetic mutation called EDS, which has to do with collagen. So there's a good chance that I did not have full bone density when I was doing that bodybuilding competition, even though that you would think that would be supportive of good bone health. So when I'm talking to people that are younger, so we grow until we're 25. We start aging at 30 to 35, and we start losing bone naturally, and muscle, and all the cells that replicate at 30 to 35. But because of our lifestyle today, because of the toxic environment, because of what's in our food that we shouldn't be eating, what's not in our food that we should be eating, because of the quality of foods being grown today and produced, there's a lot of people that will never reach peak bone density. And so you want to know that as soon as you can. So I recommend that when people are 35 or 40, that they have a comprehensive bone scan. And at this point in time, it's not the DEXA that's comprehensive. It's the Echolite REMS scan, which anyone that's interested in that can go to my website or call, and we can find out, we can inform them about that. We're actually doing a series of REMS scans for new interested people in early February. So that tells you about bone strength as well. But go get a DEXA scan when you're 35, when you're 30, 35, or 40, because it's easier to slow down loss and rebuild it when your body is still younger than it is when you come in here at 65 or 75 or 80 and say, oh my gosh, I want to rebuild bone. It's hard at that point. So
Yeah.
you want to know where you are, right? At any point in life, you want to know where you are so you can do something about it sooner than later.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I know you guys have different modalities that are also offered there. Do you want to go ahead and spend just a little bit of time talking about that? I've got
Sure.
a link right here I got grabbed from your website that shows some of the pictures if people are curious about looking at them. But go ahead.
Okay, great. So the core OsteoStrong program is what we call osteogenic loading. It's not something that you do at a gym. The equipment looks like gym equipment, but it's anything but. It would take me at least 15 minutes to explain, to even try to explain what it is that we're doing that allows us to slow down, stop, or rebuild bone. But that is osteogenic loading, and that is our core program. But in addition to that, everything is energy, right? Albert Einstein said everything is energy. Our bodies are like gazillions of little batteries, and if those batteries aren't communicating properly and talking with one another, and if they aren't healthy and have healthy frequencies within each little battery, then our body can't function normally. So we have 5 other modalities here at OsteoStrong that allow people's bodies to do what a body can do naturally, and that is to create and to recreate health. So we have pulsed electric magnetic field mats. We have a unit called a biocharger, which has 4 energies that can be found in nature that support health and help our cells ionize it better. We have hydromassage. We have compression therapy. And so what did I say? PEMF, compression therapy, red light therapy, biocharger, and hydromassage. We also have full body red light. That's a new addition to us, but we know how powerful, and many of you know how powerful red light therapy is. With our full body red light, you're able to strip down and your entire dermal system gets exposed to the most powerful red light therapy units that are on the market today. So, and those are available to members and non-members alike. Somebody does not have to have low bone density, low bone strength, weak muscles, or bad balance in order to take advantage of the other modalities that we have here. Those are separate membership packages. So there you go. Got a lot of stuff going on here.
That is awesome. I am so excited. So because of what I was sharing with you, the main demographic for the Energy Healing Conference, I just felt like it was so important that we had somewhere documented about what you guys offer, since we come to Energy Healing Conference and serve there, twice a year in St. George. Like, you guys are definitely going to be a hot spot for sure. So thank you so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
No, thank you. No, I just want to let everyone know that at the Energy Conference, we will not have our equipment there, the osteogenic loading equipment, but we will have coupons for you to come in and have a free trial. It's just, it's the size of large exercise equipment. But what we will be selling is a really powerful collagen product, which is so important to bone health and all of our health. So you're not going to see our core product there, but we would love to see you and meet you and give you a coupon for to come in and see what it is that we do here.
Okay, fabulous. All right, well, we'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow night, actually.
All right, that's right. We'll see you all. You will see you VIPs at our place tomorrow on Friday night for the VIP event. Look forward to it.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, my friend. She's adorable. I love how she took something that was happening to her in her own personal health, and then she went ahead and she made it so that it was really benefiting so many people. Like, seriously, thank you, Tracy, for being who you are and how you're showing up in the world. That makes me so proud to know you and also to have you at the Energy Healing Conference. Now, those of you who are watching, if you are watching on the replay and it's before November 9th, 2024, please feel free to send me an email. I'm going to go ahead and put my private email up on the screen. Should you decide that you would like to come, I do have some more free tickets. This is the email that you're going to send me. Just a request and let me know how many tickets you'd like. But we'll see you guys there at the conference this Saturday. We've got stuff happening November 9th, starting at 8 a.m. all the way until 7 p.m. that night at the Hilton Garden Inn in St. George. I almost said Holiday Inn Express, but that's not it. It's the Hilton Garden Inn right next to the Dixie Convention Center. Thanks, everyone. See you later.